What's happening, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Total Blast, where we discuss about everything Marvel and the MCU. After Spider-Man Far From Home, a lot of fans weren't sure anymore if Marvel Studios and Sony were sort of breaking up. But Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal confirmed that they're working on a new Spider-Man film together. Additionally, Kevin Feige will be helping Sony with their Spider-Man project. As we all know, they want to build a Sony Spider-Verse just like the MCU. On September 2nd, Spider-Man No Way Home will return to theaters. There will be an 11-minute new footage, including footage of the three Peter Parkers acting as science brothers rather than Spider-Man together. Therefore, it will be worthwhile to watch. Tom Holland in no doubt is my favorite Spider-Man, and we have no doubt of how spectacular he was in No Way Home. Tom Holland and Zendaya will certainly make a comeback to reprise their roles in Spider-Man 4, which is already in production. Tom hasn't signed a contract for the comeback yet, but that will probably happen soon. Today, we will discuss how Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, changed from being a young, fearful youngster to a superhero who defends the weak. Spider-Man No Way Home was about him maturing and taking responsibility as a full-fledged Avenger and making his own decisions. We will also discuss and anticipate from Spider-Man 4, and now we hope to see Tom Holland. If this is your first time, please subscribe and enable the post notification so you don't miss out on subsequent videos. Kevin Feige once said that his favorite Peter Parker job is him being a teacher and scientist. He said, if he hadn't become Spider-Man, teacher and scientist are the ones that always stick with me, because if he hadn't become Spider-Man, that's who he would have been anyways. That's always the durability of Spidey. Between doing what he is now able to do with these powers, but also trying to live a life which he would have had anyway. This is probably a hint of what we are to expect in Spider-Man 4. We've seen Peter Parker as a student, but we've not really seen him as a young man with an actual job. In Spider-Man No Way Home, we saw Peter Parker with a book titled GED that suggests that he's probably leaving college. This might actually be the route that the new Spider-Man will be taking. I guess we will have to wait and see. Now, one evidence in the evolution of Spider-Man over the years is notably the Spider-Man suit. There have been clear and obvious changes in the Spider-Man costume. Last year, Tom Holland revealed the newest Spider-Man suit during a surprise visit to Jimmy Kimmel Live. This assemble marks the fourth suit that Tom Holland's Spider-Man has worn since his debut in Captain America Civil War. We saw how the outfit was built in Spider-Man starring Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker. Parker was not a scientist himself, nor a friend of Tony Stark in this rendition. Therefore, the outfit was simply made of elastic red fabrics, which was easy to tell because it ripped in almost every movie. In Spider-Man 3, Parker and his trusted red suit came in contact with the alien symbiote that would eventually go on and turn Eddie Brock into Venom. Instead of transforming Parker into a monstrous drooling being, it turned the suit into a sleek shade of black and also brought out some nasty personality traits, as well as some very embarrassing dance moves when Parker wore it for an extended period of time. Peter Parker used the nanotech Spider-Man suit made by Tony Stark in Avengers Infinity War. Towards the ending, it was later destroyed by the villains Green Goblin and Electro. Eventually, Peter has nothing left to rely on but himself. We then see at the end of No Way Home, after everyone has forgotten who he was, we see him making his own suit. As it stands, he had no assistance from Stark Industries. This ultimately symbolizes that Peter Parker is finding his footing again and is standing on his own. As it stands for the future of Spider-Man 4, it's been rumored that Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has to include Venom and Gwen Stacy. There's no question about it. Spidey's return to the MCU must fulfill the promised showdown between Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Tom Hardy's Venom. It's been teased for too long now. In the post-credit scenes of No Way Home, we find Eddie and Venom at a bar. Like the rest of the No Way Home villains, Eddie was pulled in by Doctor Strange's spell, but he didn't go looking for Peter Parker. Instead, he's been learning all about Tony Stark and Thanos from the bartender. He said that all the information he has been given to is a lot to process, so Eddie thinks maybe he should go speak to Spider-Man. But before he can actually make a move to go anywhere, Strange's new spell hits. A spell so big that it sends all the multiversal characters and in turn makes everyone in the MCU forget about Peter Parker, and Eddie is sent back into his own universe. Now, in the final moments of the post-credit scenes, we see a piece of the symbiote responsible for Venom actually separated from Eddie as he vanished and he landed on the bar. After that moment, we also see that it's very much active and as it crawls off, presumably to find its MCU hosts. Venom living a piece of himself in the MCU that would likely come to life in that world. While it might be too early to speculate, it's fair to say that this is a scene of proof that Marvel and Sony's commitment to bringing Venom into the MCU. In addition, Spider-Man and Venom have a long comic history, meaning future movies have a lot of materials to work with. With Venom officially in the MCU, who knows what havoc he'll bring and who MCU's version of Eddie Brock will be? All that we know is that whatever Venom does, it will catch Spider-Man's attention. Hopefully, we'll be seeing a new Spider-Man vs. Venom showdown sometime in the future. What are you anticipating in Spider-Man 4? Do you think Tom Holland will reprise his role as Spider-Man? Please, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our latest Marvel news. And thank you so much for watching. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one.